Ashley Dvorkin with your Fox411 RottenTomatoes.com weekend box office preview. So I'm joined by Matt Atchity, Editor-in-Chief of RottenTomatoes.com in LA. Thanks so much for joining us, as always, Matt.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So first, it's the story that inspired Moby Dick, and now it's a big screen nautical action adventure. Matt, tell us about In the Heart of the Sea, starring Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, In the Heart of the Sea tells the story of the whaling ship called the Essex, which took off out of Nantucket in about 1820, and then as they made it around into the Pacific, it was attacked by a whale and kind of set the story that inspired Moby Dick. In fact, we see a young Herman Melville talking to one of the veterans who had sailed on the Essex. This movie also stars Chris Hemsworth as the first mate, and he plays a character that's not far off, say, somebody like a Fletcher Christian, so it's got shades of Mutiny on the Bounty here. There's tension between the first mate, the first officer, and the captain. This one is a movie, it's directed by Ron Howard, so it teams up Howard and Hemsworth after we've seen them in Rush working together. This is a movie where the action is great. The scenes where the whales are being hunted and attacking are really exciting. The rest of the movie slows down a little bit. The characterization is a little bit thin, and some of the accents are a little confusing at times. You kind of wonder what they're trying to sound like. The critics are split on this one. It's rotten at only 49% on the tomato meter, unfortunately.
All right, only 49%, but that is a nationwide release, and it's in 2D, 3D IMAX. Here's another option, expanding to more theaters this week. It's already in limited release. Legend, with Tom Hardy doing double duty as both 1960s British gangster twins, Ron and Reggie Kray. So, Matt, tell us what the critics are saying about Legend.
Yeah, the critics are a little disappointed in the story of this, Ashley, but they all point out a terrific performance by Tom Hardy in a dual role. He plays both of those brothers, as you mentioned. Reggie Kray is kind of the more suave, the more reasonable brother. He's kind of what you would expect out of a sharp, small-time gangster who is ambitious and looking to kind of make a bigger footprint, a bigger splash, and also kind of legitimize himself. His brother, Ronnie, his twin brother, is a psychopath and likes fighting and likes hurting people. This is a movie where you kind of forget that Tom Hardy is playing both roles, in that you kind of forget you're watching the same actor and looking for the tricks. Great performance here, but the story's a little bit thin. This is another one where the characters are a little bit thinly drawn. It gets a little tedious in places, but there's more good than bad here. The critics say that Hardy's performance alone is worth watching, so it's fresh at 60% on the tomato meter.
Yeah, and knowing that Hardy's performance and that he does play both of these roles, that might get a lot of people to the theater to see the film, just to see how he does it. So very interesting one there, that's 60%. And now, finally, we have a film that was recently nominated for a Golden Globe based on a best-selling book. Matt, tell us about the ensemble cast of The Big Short.
Yeah, we've got a great cast here. You've got Christian Bale, you've got Ryan Gosling, you've got Steve Carell and Brad Pitt. This teams up Brad Pitt with the same the same writer, Michael Lewis, who wrote Moneyball. This is based on another Michael Lewis book called The Big Short. It's about the financial crisis that happens in 2007. This is a group of investors and traders who figure out early on in the film that there's something rotten at the core of the financial market, specifically having to do with the mortgage-backed securities. And one of the things this movie does really, really well is it helps you understand how all of this happened. This is a funny movie. It's directed by Adam McKay, who gave us Anchorman and gave us The Other Guys, and this movie is directed as a comedy, and it works because you come away from this not only amused, but kind of infuriated at some of the shenanigans and chicanery that happened in the financial sector. The critics really like this. They say that the comedy works. It helps make the story very impactful. It's 87% on the tomato meter. If this is showing near you, I strongly recommend it. I loved this movie.
Great. Well, great recommendation and certified fresh score at 87%. So, Matt, thank you so much. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too.
and see RottenTomatoes.com for more on this week's new movies, as well as Fox411.com. Check out our movie previews and our cast interviews there. Thank you for watching. For Fox 411, I'm Ashley Dvorkin.